Let's talk about Blood. Nightdive Studios remastered Blood back in 2019. They released it as Blood Fresh Supply. It had a little bit of a rocky launch. It did introduce a lot of new players to Blood, but it was not balanced right. There were a few graphical issues. It has since been fixed and is a great way to play the game. I have the older version of Blood that they released on Steam in a package called One Unit Whole Blood. I don't know if you can still buy that via Steam. I kind of doubt it. But it was basically just like Blood in DOSBox. Given the choice between the DOSBox release of Blood and the Nightdive Studios Blood Fresh Supply, my preferred way to play it is now Blood Fresh Supply. It's just excellent. That said, Blood Fresh Supply was always rumored to come to consoles eventually, and now it actually is going to. They have retitled it as Blood Refreshed Supply, which is appropriate because it's been 6 years since Blood Fresh Supply came out, but it's finally happening, and it's going to be coming out on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series S, X. Did I say Nintendo Switch? Because I am going to buy it on Nintendo Switch. That is definitely my console of choice if I'm going to play a console game. More so than just my excitement at being able to play Blood in portable handheld form, I'm excited that a lot of my friends are now going to be able to play it, because I've got friends that have always been curious about Blood. Part of that is my fault because I have talked to them and not shut up about it and shown them footage of it, and then, they realize that it's only on PC and they, only play console games. It's okay. People are allowed to play on consoles, it's fine. I make this stance all the time. But I'm excited that those people are now going to have the opportunity to play Blood, and to play Blood with a bunch of well-known mods. I was really excited to see that Death Wish is going to be available. Death Wish is actually the only user-made campaign for Blood I have ever played. I would not call myself an expert on Blood. I wouldn't call myself a Blood superfan, but I really like Blood. My history with Blood just doesn't go back very far. Like, this wasn't a game that I played in its heyday. I was 8 when it came out, and my parents did not like me playing first-person shooters, and Blood is probably one of the most objectionable shooters of its time if, you have parents that are, all afraid of media violence and satanic panic and whatever. Suffice it to say, I never got the chance to play Blood when I was a kid, and I actually didn't even know about the game until many, many years later. I had played a lot of Duke 3D growing up, and I had a little bit of experience playing Shadow Warrior, but it was confiscated. Blood being part of the build engine trinity, that's how I learned of its existence. Like I said, I'm not a Blood expert, I'm not a Blood superfan, but I have beaten Blood and Cryptic Passage on Well Done, and I have also beaten Death Wish for Blood on Well Done. I have some Blood chops is what I'm saying, and I'm just very excited. I'm just very, very fucking excited. I have hopes. I have mild concerns. Nightdive Studios knows exactly how to get my money. Just take a game that I already like and re-release it on Switch. I've bought the Nintendo Switch remasters of Power Slave, when they did Power Slave Exhumed, Star Wars Dark Forces, which is probably my favorite Nightdive remaster. And then also I have their remasters of Doom and Doom 2, Doom 64, Quake, and Quake 2. But the thing that I notice with Nightdive is that some games they will do obsessive, slavish faithfulness to the original game, like they did with the Star Wars Dark Forces remaster. To the point where you can toggle off all of the updated effects, all of the redrawn artwork. You can play the game in software mode if you like. And just there's something kind of magical about playing Star Wars Dark Forces in software mode on a Nintendo Switch. I've always wanted a portable version of Star Wars Dark Forces. I maintain to this day that I think they could have ported the game to the Game Boy Advance if they really wanted to, and I would have loved to have seen that happen. But The fact that I can play Star Wars Dark Forces on Nintendo Switch now just kind of feels like a great injustice has been righted. So that's that, and I would say the Quake 1 remaster. Very, very faithful remasters. But then they also do things like the Quake 2 remaster is not the most faithful thing in the world. It's good. Quake 2 on Nintendo Switch, by way of the Nightdive remaster, is excellent and is well worth the money that they ask for it. So I'm not trying to say that it's a bad experience, but I am saying that it's not a historically accurate experience. Because of Nightdive Studios, there are some changes that have been made to the game, specifically to the behavior of the enemy AI, and you don't have the option to toggle those changes off. And then, like, even with the Quake remaster, which is much more faithful than Quake 2, they still made some, I think, rather bizarre changes. Like, the one that gets me is the fact that Nightmare Mode now caps you at 50 health, which you can exceed with like, the Mega Health, but when your Mega Health ticks down, it goes back down to 50. My point is that sometimes Nightdive changes the core game in some little way, be it by tweaking bits of level design or enemy behaviors or just balance things, but these changes will not be optional. They will be permanent, and these Nightdive remasters are now the most accessible ways to play these games, and so we are seeing from them sometimes examples of updating but not accurate preservation, and I would like to have both. I would like to have both. A more extreme example, I would say, would be the Turok 3 remaster. The Turok 3 remaster by Nightdive Studios is very unfaithful to the original game, but also I feel bad criticizing it because it's also it's a very high effort remaster. All of the art assets were redone. You have higher polygon count models, higher resolution textures. The game is finally on PC, and Turok 3 always felt like a PC game that was trapped on N64. The game essentially is designed like Half-Life, but you have to play it on an N64 with a sometimes really awful frame rate. I can forgive a lot with the Turok 3 remaster because, although I like Turok 3 in its original form is not that great. It's good, but for some people it is the game that turned them off of the series, and I get it. I will cite the Turok 3 remaster as an example of Nightdive maybe going a little bit too far with changing things. Like, they don't even have the multiplayer mode that Turok 3 originally came with, which is unfortunate because, like, you could play that multiplayer mode with bots, if I recall, on the original cartridge. So that's like a whole mode, a whole option that gives the game some extended, some replay value. That whole option is just gone, which means that the Turok 3 remaster is just the single-player campaign, and it is a short fucking campaign. You could beat it in, like, I want to say about 3 hours, maybe less than that. That said, I don't think that the Blood remaster is going to be unfaithful. The fact that it has support for mods of the game has me thinking that it's probably going to be like the release of Doom and Doom 2, where the single-player content is going to be very, very faithful, completely 100% accurate to what it always was. I wonder if they're going to do a portal, a way for you to upload your own user-made content in order to play. I am a little bit doubtful of that. The way that feature was implemented in Doom and Doom 2 seems to have been kind of controversial. It really did give that version of Doom and Doom 2 a lot of staying power. So I don't really know what they're going to do. I'm rambling. I'm just very passionate about first-person shooters and also about Blood in particular. I really like it. It's a very creative game. It's well executed. More people should play it. It's a terrific experience. And I'm just super excited to be playing it on console soon. Anyway, one thing you can certainly expect is that I'm going to be streaming the Nintendo Switch port of Blood as soon as I get my hands on it in December. I do stream frequently, and I really love having live interactive conversations with people about video games, video game history, video games as art, art in general. The vibe is very laid back. It's very creativity focused. So if that sounds like a vibe that you enjoy, I would encourage you to subscribe, ring that bell for notifications to see when I go live or to see when I upload things. Because if you share these interests, I'd like to talk to you. Anyways, that's basically it for now. So until the next time I decide to upload something and just ramble and foam at the mouth about a single video game or game-related topic, take care.
They'll need a lot more of these.